This video is sponsored by Disco Elysium. Stay tuned until the end of this video for a chance to win a free download of the game. It's been 1 week since Apple officially launched its iPhone SE, and we did a few videos about the $399 iPhone, which I will leave linked in the card in the upper right-hand corner. Our most recent video went over the camera on the new SE, and we placed it up against the iPhone 8 and the 11 Pro to kind of see where this device falls in the lineup in terms of its camera performance. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already done so. It's also been a few weeks since we've had the Magic Keyboard for the iPad Pro, and we just put out a video going over some of the must-know tips and tricks for that Magic Keyboard, and again, I will leave that link in the upper right-hand corner. Apple this week also announced financial results for the second quarter of 2020. And while the company did already announce that it would not meet its goal due to the current pandemic, it did post revenue of $58.3 billion, which is slightly higher than the $58 billion that it posted this time last year. While Apple did fail to meet its own goals, there were still some impressive numbers being posted, like Apple's services revenue reaching an all-time high of $13.3 billion for this quarter, and Apple's wearables bringing in around $6.3 billion, up from last year's $5.1. It will be interesting to see exactly how quarter 3 goes for the company, as the current pandemic continues to have significant impact on the world. Switching to iPhone 12 news, it looks as if all 4 models, yes, you heard me correctly, 4 models might have OLED displays, with the entry-level iPhone 12 predicted to start at $649. Apple has never sold a new iPhone with an OLED display for under $999, but with the iPhone 12 lineup expected to include a wider range of models, that could soon change. This rumor also implies that yes, there will be even more of a shake-up to the lineup, with a 5.4-inch model starting at $649, and then 2 6.1-inch models, presumably called something like the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro, that would start at $749 and $999 respectively, with the larger 6.7-inch iPhone 12 Pro Max being the most expensive model, coming in at around $1,099. All 4 models are expected to feature OLED displays and 5G support, according to analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. The less expensive 5.4-inch and 6.1-inch models are said to have dual-lens rear cameras, while the more expensive 6.1-inch and 6.7-inch models are expected to have the triple-lens camera systems that we see now with a LiDAR scanner. In software news, speaking specifically about iOS 13.5 beta, Apple has actually streamlined the speed with which the passcode pops up when a person wearing a mask is detected, making it easier to get into an iPhone with a passcode when Face ID fails. Speedier access to the passcode interface is noticeable when you swipe upwards on the home screen when unlocking the iPhone, as this action now immediately just brings up the passcode interface if your face is covered by a mask. In not so great news, earlier this week we reported on a bug in Apple's macOS image capture app that adds empty data to photos when imported from iOS devices, potentially eating up gigabytes of disk storage needlessly. Now we're hearing that the bug in macOS 10.14.6 and later is a lot more extensive than it was initially believed. It turns out it's not just Apple's own image capture app that's affected by this, but instead this bug affects nearly all Mac apps that import photos from cameras in iOS devices, including Adobe Lightroom, Affinity Photo, etc. Apple is apparently aware of this bug, but until a patch arrives, one short-term workaround for future transfers is to prevent your iPhone or iPad from using the HEIF format when taking photos. To do this, you can just launch the Settings app, select Camera, Formats, and check Most Compatible. Finally, if you're looking for something to watch as we head into the weekend, last week Apple TV Plus original Defending Jacob was officially released, and today Apple released all 8 episodes of its new British comedy series, Trying, which does look pretty funny, and I'm looking forward to hopefully starting both of these series very soon. Of course, would love to know your thoughts on this week's top news in the comments down below. Now before we end today's video, I do want to give you more information about today's sponsor, Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium is a groundbreaking role-playing game in which you are a detective with a unique skill system at your disposal and a whole city block to carve your path across. You can interrogate unforgettable characters, crack murders, or take bribes. You can become an absolute hero or a disaster of a human being. It's really just your choice. The game is basically an ode to classic RPGs like Planescape Torment and Icewind Dale. PC Gamer, GameSpot, IGN, they all declared this game pretty much a must-play, and now it's officially available for your Mac right now in the Mac App Store. Best part is, one lucky viewer can play this game for free right now by using the code that's on the screen. For more information about Disco Elysium, click the link in the description down below. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.